Hi folks, Colin here, back with more rock and roll. Good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about rockabilly rhythm that the Beatles used in some of their great songs. They used rockabilly as a kind of go-to on many of their songs actually, but we're going to look at 3 of them today. Now I've tabbed this stuff out, you can download it in the link below, but I'm going to walk through it. And it is a little bit difficult to talk about rhythm sometimes because there's actually quite a lot going on. So the tab does actually help because it's quite difficult to explain sometimes the muting, but I'll do my best. So anyway, this song is called One After 909, that's the first one I'm going to look at. Now the first thing John Lennon did when he wrote this at 17 was he'd obviously observed the fact that in rockabilly music it's generally the flat third interval that gets expressed all the time, so he just went straight for that. So that is the flat third. It's in the key of B. So think of B, C sharp. There should have been a D, C sharp minor, D sharp minor. There should have been a D sharp in there. But what he's doing is he's going for the D, and he's kind of bending up. So that's kind of the ambiguity of rockabilly that we know and love. And then he goes back to the 1 chord, which is the B7. So I take that D, so I'm bending that slightly, the whole chord. Now some people play it like up here, but I don't think that's actually physically possible to play when you go to the B7. So I do it down here. Now that's a classic rockabilly lick that follows after it, but we'll just do that D one more time. Now what we're doing, we're playing the B7 chord. You know the B7, 2 on the A, 1 on the D, 2 on the G, open B and 2 on the top. And what we're doing is we're actually kind of playing a bass strum. Hear that in Johnny Cash quite a lot. So we're playing the 2nd fret of the A string, and then we're going to play the B7 chord, the upper part of the chord, and then we're going to play the 2 on the bottom, then back to 2 on the A. But because it's a bit more faster rock and roll, we're going to go, and we're just sort of doing down up, and we're partially muting it. It's quite a subtle technique. So that's a good wee sort of rhythm lick to get under your fingers. There's other licks in the song. When it goes to the E chord, I play an E and I do a kind of boogie shuffle. So I put my pinky, when I'm playing the E, onto the 4th fret of the A string. F sharp. Anyway, so that is One After 909. The next song we're going to look at is She's a Woman. Now this is pure rockabilly, and it starts on the 5 chord. It's in the key of A. John Lennon's playing the rhythm on this. What he's doing is using an E7 shaped bar chord. So if you think of your E shaped bar chord, but we're at the 12th fret, so we're actually playing the E 1 octave up, and we're going to put our pinky onto the 15th fret of the B. Move it back 2 frets. And then down to the 5th fret. Now the thing about this lick or rhythm chug or whatever you want to call it is that it's basically expressing the backbeat. So instead of going play on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's almost like reggae music, but in reggae music they sometimes use sevenths, major 7th chords, but they tend to use kind of minor chords more, I think. Maybe wrong. I'm not an expert in reggae, but it's the same technique basically. So there's a sort of link between rockabilly and reggae, which sometimes comes out in ska music. You can hear it sometimes. So that's E. 1. D. A. Super slow. Okay, just for information, the song sort of follows the 12-bar blues. So it goes from A to D. Don't give me presents. A, D, A. D gives me love when I get lonely. People tell me that she's only fooling. I know she isn't. Up to the 12th fret gives me love when I get lonely. And then the bridge is a C sharp minor, F sharp, and then it goes D, back to the 1. So quite a simple song, but you know, it's the Beatles, so it's still pretty good. Right, the final example I'm going to look at now is... Okay, the final song we're going to look at, I saw her standing there. So this was written, I think, back in 1961, 62, when they were playing in Hamburg. Lots of rockabilly songs by Paul McCartney, and it's pretty faithful to the rockabilly tradition. But this time, instead of playing the E7 up here, I'm going to play it down here at the 5th fret, which is a really handy little chord, that. So you take your C7 shape, move it up to the 5th fret, and then you've got the open strings are also E, but you can use the middle string to get the rhythm. So when I'm playing pressure down the fingers, then I kill the pressure by taking the kill the music by taking the pressure off the fingers, then put the pressure on again. So on, off, on, off, on. So, and I'm just pedaling off that bottom string. Goes to an A7 chord, which is basically that chord we looked at, down to the 5th fret, and back to E7, E7, same chord but the 7th fret, E7, A, is it a C, or is it an A minor? You tell me in the comments. A, and then sorry, E, E, E. Okay folks, bit of rock and roll for you. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some tips. By all means download the tab, that should help if you've struggled a little bit with the notes, but hopefully you've got it anyway. So the good news is that our 8-week course is filling up nicely, and we're going to do a little appetizer. There's been a lot of good feedback on what people are struggling with at the moment, and the big thing seems to be connecting licks between chords and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a free Zoom. That's going to be on Friday the 14th of May. I think that is the 14th. And I'll put the links in the chat in the community tab, so you get that. And thanks for all the comments and thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'll be back next week with more rock and roll. Keep rocking.